All right, we are live. What's going on, BZ?
What up? What up? What up?
Let
Watchdog
me
in the
just,
doghouse.
yeah. Let me just do my little kicker. So, guys, I'm attorney Michael Eli, and I'm an attorney licensed in Texas and California. I'm here with investigative journalist BZ Watchdog, and I wasn't even. I did a show tonight already, but when I heard that Carolina and Fort Worth had gotten out, I wanted to break the story with BZ. Let me just kick the channel off really quick, and then we'll get it going. To another edition of Ask Michael Eli. This is where I teach people the law in an unorthodox manner by using examples that we see in the news, case law briefs, but it's all about exposing the Leviathan and its instrumentalities and taking back your rights. Know the law and mean to keep it well. Come here to learn from an expert to know your right. Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to save, because we never know when the thought police are going to take down this channel. All right, so BZ, I have, just for the people who don't know about Carolina's case, who may be joining us for the first time, I have a really quick video that I'm going to share, and then I'm going to let you get into your investigative journalist piece, all right? So here we go.
Fort Worth police just released new video after an officer was accused of using excessive force. A woman was recording officers at a crime scene when she was arrested and knocked unconscious. It happened Sunday near the West 7th Entertainment District, and Adriana de Alba just got new reaction to the video.
From her live-streamed YouTube video, we saw and heard the moment citizen journalist Carolyn Rodriguez was arrested and hit the ground.
Okay, you go. Stop resisting.
The 60-year-old Fort Worth woman could be heard snoring. And today,
Caroline, we're busy. Go to the other side of the street.
Fort Worth PD released body cam video of the Sunday incident.
There's no investigation, there's no nothing.
Police say she approached officers during their investigation in the West 7th area.
Go to the other side of the street. We're going to get arrested.
An officer asked her to move across the street.
Why?
Right now.
Wait, tell me why first.
Seconds later,
Stop resisting.
Walker hits the ground.
She's bleeding.
Street camera video shows the officer grab her arms one at a time before slinging her to the ground.
Go to the other side of the street.
Ben Westbrook is Rodriguez's new attorney in a civil lawsuit she plans to file,
It's hard to watch.
especially because this is what she looks like now.
And how's your client doing today?
She's in a lot of pain. She's hurting worse today than she was the day before.
She suffered a possibly dislocated shoulder, elbow, and needed face stitches. Westbrook says he believes the officer escalated the incident and used excessive force.
There shouldn't be an escalation to the point where someone is suffering, life-altering injuries.
He says his client did not pose a threat, especially since the area under investigation did not have crime scene tape. Her YouTube page shows she's had run-ins with police before. Just last week, Tarrant County settled a lawsuit with her for a 2022 incident in which she argued a sheriff's deputy assaulted her by swatting away her camera.
Stop resisting.
Rodriguez faces several charges, including resisting and evading arrest.
She was pretty much knocked unconscious.
Councilmember Chris Nettles first called for the body cam video's release.
Be handcuffed and slung to the ground. It's not a police policy that is practiced in the city of Fort Worth, and we cannot tolerate that type of behavior.
Fort Worth police investigating the incident and use of force, saying the department will ensure the investigation is thorough and impartial. City leaders plan to have a closed-door executive session on the issue this Friday. In Fort Worth, I'm Adriana de Alba.
All right, so let's get into it. So BZ, tell us what's going on. Fill us in, BZ, about that video and about what happened afterwards, because she was ultimately charged with 2 crimes, right? Oh, you're on mute, bro.
Originally 4. Thanks for letting me know I'm on mute. I have a habit of doing that. Now, did you see my comment I just left? Wild Journey Nation Free Press.
I will let Michael. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll take a look at
Now,
it.
now before you get in that similar situation,
Okay.
obstruction, resisting, 5'2", 98 pounds, soaking wet, 39 years old, not quite 60, but it seems to be a common thing among male cops.
You mean 59 years old, or the cop?
No. This Wild Journey's 39, where Carolina's 60.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, God. Okay. Gotcha.
So it's these shorter, smaller women that might be not little young spring chickens anymore. No offense, Wild Journey, but after 30, you're not a spring chicken anymore. Trust me, I feel everything. But I'm just saying, with Carolina Rodriguez, she was charged with 4 charges. Initially 2.
Okay.
It was obstruction and resisting, just like Wild Journey.
Yeah.
But then they threw on evading, and then they turned around and added that false alarm bullshit.
False alarm charge where she was saying fire, fire, something like a
fire, help, rape,
like
rape,
a
rape.
Beavis and Butthead movie. So hopefully look, this is going to be a short one, guys. It's just a breaking story, and the only one who's really been covering this has been BZ Watchdog. So this is really his story. He's the one who's really been covering it heavy.
And when we say breaking about her being released, like it just happened like within the last 10 minutes.
So, all right. So you got it. So there you go. BZ Watchdog. Make sure to like and subscribe to BZ's channel, guys, because he's he deserves it. And, give him some, buy some of his TAP security products and stuff too. He's got a security company where he helps keep people safe. But so really quick, BZ. So we just saw that news clip there, but it basically kind of stopped, kind of fill us in on what happened afterwards. So there were 4 charges. There were 2, then there were 4, and then it went back to 2.
Yep.
And then, so tell us about what happened at the trial.
Okay, so I was sat in at the trial all last week. They came in on Wednesday, and basically a juror didn't show up because they were quote unquote sick. So they said, all right. Well, I'm sorry, that happened Tuesday. So they said, we'll reconvene on Wednesday. Wednesday shows up, same jurors out again. And so they ended up dismissing them because there wasn't enough jurors. So it was a mistrial.
So they declared a mistrial because there weren't enough jurors.
That's correct.
Okay.
One other juror also had to leave to go to Midland because her daughter had just gotten arrested. So that wasn't going to make a good juror for the prosecution.
Okay.
So they just said mistrial.
Okay. Interesting. I guess because she was entitled to a speedy trial and she didn't get it, so they mistried it.
Yep. So they turned around and did a jury selection right away. They got the jury selection in, and then we had trial like after lunch. And then during the trial, she was found not guilty on the higher crime of falsifying a report of alarm, but she was found guilty of interference with public duties.
So it wasn't resisting; it was interference with public duties, because obviously she wasn't.
The state dropped the resisting and evading charge because they decided not to show the actual excessive force at the trial. That was why they dropped the charges. So up until the point where Kruger says, all right, Carolina, you're under arrest.
Yeah.
That's as far as the footage would go until the next day when we had the sentencing trial.
Okay. So, and I covered this in a video I did the other day about bifurcating the trial. So there was a guilt phase where they found her guilty, and then there's a sentencing phase. So the sentencing phase was also heard by the jury. And of course, I was telling you guys, I don't think that she should have been convicted of anything, that it was bunk, and that it's basically the city or the county trying to make sure she won't sue them because they know they can argue res judicata and collateral estoppel and all this other stuff if they get a conviction. But at the very least, after the pain and suffering she went through, BZ, I was arguing that she should have at least gotten time served. So something happened. Maybe you tell us what happened, BZ, because I'm confused now. Why would they let her out of jail all of a sudden?
Now here's the thing. They showed. I don't know why I have an echo. Sorry, but so anyways, they showed pictures of her face at the sentencing trial. They also brought the detective in that investigated Kruger at the sentencing trial.
Well, hold on. They showed pictures of her face all mangled, all messed up?
That's correct.
At the sentencing?
That's correct.
And the jury saw that?
Yes.
Okay, keep going.
Because it was her mugshot.
Oh, they had to show it.
So they brought the detective in that did the critical incidents that had to show up about her arrest.
Yeah.
And about Officer Kruger, and they said that it was, I think he said inappropriate, but I think the attorney said he heard the guy say appropriate for what happened for the arrest. But it's kind of hard to tell with the way the court was going. So then they brought another cop in where she had that computer thing back in 2019 where she wrote Carolina is here on the computer on the county computer. So they were basically trying to show that she does it all the time, that she's a YouTube star. And then the lawyer made a good point. He said, did she interfere with them or did he interfere with her doing what she does? Which I thought was
sentencing hearing.
Yes. And I thought it was a very strong. And I think he, I don't know, did he say that at the trial or the Senate? I can't remember, but it was pretty strong.
Well, he probably could have said it at either one, but I wasn't there. You were there, right?
Yeah, I just thought that what he did was just strong. It was strong. The questions were strong. Was it did she interfere with him or did he interfere with her?
So he came off as very persuasive then.
Yes, and he's a Marine, by the way, so he don't give up.
Bro.
He adapts, he overcomes, and he improvises. Go for it, Mike.
Freaking outstanding there, Marine.
But so the DA, of course, the schmug dick that he is, I think he's like fourth in line or third in line of the DA's office. So he's at the top of the food chain. This guy only tries unaliving cases, capital unaliving cases. But
they brought in their top dog then.
Yes, and so he asked for 6 months in county lockup and a max of $2,000 fine, which is the max for the crime. Her lawyer asked for 0 to 3 days with all the injuries, knowing that he had 3 days time served and they were doing 3-for-1s. And they gave her 30 days.
Hey, whatever you just did with your sound sounded a lot better because you sound like you're real far away and in other way you sound echoing. So
what do I sound like?
Well, right now people are saying you sound like you're in an echo chamber.
I don't know.
But to me, you sound really far away from the mic.
Wait a second. How about now?
Let's ask the audience.
How about now? How about now?
Sounds about the same, but whatever you had done something a second ago.
I was playing with these magnets, so I don't know if that had something to do with it.
Well,
but
Life Under says it's good, so I'm not going to worry about it.
Well, if it's good now, it's because it's probably those magnets.
Copy that. All right. Steve says it's good too. All right. So
maybe it's just that person's phone.
Copy that. So, all right. So we're at the sentencing phase, and so he makes a persuasive argument. The top dog murder prosecutor guy, they're like their best lawyer, I guess, to try a case against somebody trying to expose a corruption, tow truck corruption with the police, ends up getting slammed on her face. And what happens? Her lawyer goes in there and says, hey, she should only get what did you say? Time served or like 1 day? What was it, BZ?
0 to 3 days.
0 to 3 days. Okay. And then the jury is given jury instructions. Does the judge say anything to the jury?
Yes. I am getting those jury instructions for you. I just got off the phone with the lawyer.
Oh, you're going to get them for me. Okay.
I'm going to get you the trial and the sentencing instructions.
Sweet. Okay. So, because right now I need to understand. So they go back with the jury instructions. How long does it take them to come back with the sentence?
Probably 30 minutes because they had a request to have copies for everybody in front of them.
So they made a request to the judge that they could have photocopies so everybody has their own copy.
Right.
Okay,
and that's what tied it up, but it took about 30 minutes.
Okay, so the judge handed those to the bailiff or the clerk?
It was probably the bailiff.
Okay, and so then the bailiff took them back. And then, so at this time, you've got the prosecutor waiting in there. You've got the defense attorney waiting in there, right, at their benches?
Yeah, it took about 30 to 45 minutes total from the time they went back to the time they came back out.
Okay, so the jury panel, the seating for the jury's empty. I'm just trying to help people get into the courtroom.
Yeah, take them back to the jury room.
Right. So they're deliberating.
Yeah.
Okay, so when they come back, does the judge make everybody stand and do all that stuff?
Yep, we all stand before they come in, and then they sit down. They don't. Now the judge doesn't do like in the courtrooms. They're like, all rise. They don't do all. You just have to kind of know court etiquette. You know, lawyers stand, you stand. You know, but now here's the kicker. Mata's got his trial tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
They switched from courtroom 1 to Carolina's courtroom with the same judge after he acted a fool in front of the judge with Harvey Freebird and Joe Cool and whatever situation went down that I didn't see. So I'm just saying acted a fool because the judge was giving me weird looks the first day I was there, not knowing what had transpired. But with her right now the judge did call for an immediate Monday morning hearing, which happened this morning. I found this out on Friday.
Okay, but BZ, that's unusual. Can you tell us why you think that happened?
Well, and that's why I collaborated with you to find out why a judge would be doing something like this. And you said could be overturning a conviction, could declare it. I said, well, what if they gave her the probation instead, which is what she didn't want? They didn't plead for the probation.
Yeah, so I was thinking that the judge may have thought that the whole thing was bullshit and tried to throw it out give it a judgment notwithstanding the verdict. But it was just a thought. But I wanted it like you were thinking it was going to be like they were going to give her probation and like reduce the sentence.
I thought they were going to give her probation and screw her over.
Oh, screw her over. Okay.
Which is what they're doing.
Oh.
So this is what she's out on a PR bond right now.
Okay, tell us what that is, BZ.
It's a personal recognizance bond. Basically, you're basically going to say that you're going to follow all these conditions of the court until your appeals hearing takes place. Because there's a motion for an appeal. Okay.
Okay, right. So typically, just so you guys know, typically when someone files an appeal, not always, but sometimes, the judge will let someone out on their own recognizance, their personal recognizance. In Texas, that's what they call it. They call it OR in California, but it's the same thing essentially.
What do they call it in Nevada? None yet, because you're not getting one.
Yes! Well, not if you're a cop watcher.
Not if you're Chili DeCastro, you don't get one.
That's right, bro. So they're letting her out on her own recognizance pending the appeal. However, so in this case, the judge wasn't trying to reduce the sentence. He wasn't going to set aside the conviction. He let her out because someone filed an opening brief on appeal. Is that a fair statement?
Yes. And now she's going to get 15 months probation if she loses the appeal. The only problem that I see that is with all the 3-to-1s, she would have only had to serve 2 more days in jail.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
She didn't want a probation. They objected this morning. They wanted her to finish out 3 more days or 2 more days or whatever it was.
Oh, so she wanted to. Her counsel wanted her to do the 3 more days.
Counsel and her.
Oh, so okay. So what you're saying is, oh, right, because now they can get her. They can violate her again if she does another live.
And the judge is also worried that they might try to goad her in. He gave her a 25-foot rule condition.
Are you kidding me?
He gave her a 25-foot rule condition. You can still
Louisiana?
film. You can still film, but you have to be 25 feet away, Carolina. You have to be like Indiana, Florida, and Louisiana.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Dude, so this is actually, so we were thinking the judge was going to grant some kind of clemency, but now what it sounded like is it sounds more like the jackboot is going on the neck.
We're in Tyrant County with the black robe tyrants doing what they want to do.
Well, I'm glad she's out. Irrespective, if she was my wife, I would say, you know what, take the 15 months probation. I would not want her in there. So I'm sure she's got a lot of happy family members.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. Maybe the judge thinks she's going to win an appeal and went ahead and just granted her out of there early, knowing that she's probably going to win the appeal.
Yeah.
Or it's going to prolong it, that maybe the 15 months will be over by the time. Maybe he'll count that as the 15 months, depending how long it takes. I don't know.
I mean, I think I don't know enough about the case. I need to see the jury instructions. I
Oh,
need to
by the
see
way, if you guys can help me raise $3,000 for the transcripts, I will get you the transcripts, and we can start the
$3,000.
Yeah.
You got to be crapping me, dude.
They're gouging us. They're gouging us on the transcripts, dude.
Can't she file like an informa pauperis and request a waiver?
She did something, or they moved her in jail before she could file or she said something to the bailiff about making money on YouTube, and she doesn't qualify for being indigent. So
I see. Okay, so she doesn't make enough. She makes too much money to be able to get.
That's correct. But I talked to the lawyer before you and I got on the live stream. If we can get raised about $2,500 to $3,000 for the transcripts, he will work out a deal with the lawsuit and getting paid for his time and all that stuff for the appeals. He's going to handle the criminal defense attorney will handle the appeals himself.
I'll reach out pro bono.
Well, not pro bono. He's going to take. He's going to work out something out of her civil suit.
Understood. Okay, got it. Okay,
but he needs the upfront cost so it doesn't cost him money.
Absolutely. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to reach out to Chili because he's the ultimate fundraiser tonight, and then let's do what we need is her GoFundMe or whatever. I don't want to.
How about we do this? If I can figure out, if I can set up a GoFundMe that'll go into the lawyer's account, because I would rather do it that way to get the transcripts. That way we can show the receipts and everything else. Then we can get the transcripts from the lawyer. The lawyer can pay for it.
Yeah, whatever you guys need to do, that is, as long as it's legal and ethical. I just am not one of these guys who holds money. I don't want to hold money for people. If I'm raising money for you, it's going directly to you.
Well, I just don't want the money not to go to the transcripts.
I'm with you, brother. You just let her work that out with her lawyer. All I'm saying is get me whatever link or whatever it is.
I'll get you her GoFundMe account and we'll just go from there.
I'll reach out to Chili and I'll reach out to my buddy Alan Beck as well and see if we can get, somebody, get other people, get more lawyers involved.
Unless Chili wants to raise it and then send it to the lawyer himself.
I don't know, man. I'm thinking outside the box, trying to come up with some ideas.
That's all I'm doing too. I'm just saying, I can only do so much, man. I'm just a little guy in a big old pond.
I understand. So we got questions in the sidebar. I'm going to ask them and you answer them, BZ.
That'll be fair.
So Greg B says, what? Carolina released? When?
Well, Mata says he just texted at the jail. She's not released yet, but in the system it's showing released.
Okay. So the jail already has her processed out, but she hasn't physically been let out the door.
That's correct. She's somewhere in between being released and at the door.
All right. Greg B says, can you give us a quick synopsis of the case again for the latecomers? You want to go ahead and give them a really quick one, BZ?
Okay. So let me go to your channel so I can see the questions.
Yep.
So Greg B, he's been following me this whole time. So I don't know what else other than the fact that she's being released early because she's on a PR bond with conditions until her appeals. She got an appeal bond, basically. It's basically it. And then we're gonna wait for appeals to see what happens. If she loses, then she's got 15 months of probation.
Well, I think what he's asking is, can you just really quickly, so she got arrested, she got charged, there was a bifurcated trial, I just don't know. Everybody has seen me cover, and everybody's been seeing this covered all week long. Okay, so she got an appeal bond, I think, because Greg B's been following me all. He was just in my live stream earlier, so that's why. No, he's asking for the latecomers, anybody who doesn't know about Carolina's case. I think that's what he meant.
Everybody that's got a wrench in your channel right now was in my channel, so
okay, gotcha.
They can go ahead and relay. Because I think I'm just beating a dead horse here, covering it all.
Oh, you're right. He just said it. He missed the release. Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure people know what's going on. That's all.
I'm just like, everybody's been covering this. And she just, I mean, in the system, it just showed released about 30 minutes ago.
Well, consent of the governor, I appreciate that. I was not in a position to be able to help out in that particular case. I'm about 1,000 miles away from where she's at. It would have been a nightmare. I would have ended up losing what I have left of my law practice to handle that case. And Carolina figured out what she wanted to do with her case, and she found the people that she wanted. And I don't go out of my way to try to beg people or any of that kind of stuff. Look, my goal on this channel is a little different, consent of the governor. I'm here to try to help people as best as I can. I'm not here to try to get cases. That's not the goal behind this.
Here's her lawyer right here. If you have any questions, direct them
Pantheon
right
Legal
there.
Group. Okay, Pantheon Legal Group is her lawyer, Mark L.
Strife.
And if he's a Marine, then that's all I need to know.
He even wore his Eagle Globe pin on, a lapel pin on his suit when he went to court. So
I just got motivated right now. That's the kind of shit that I like to hear. Outstanding.
There you go.
That's what it's about, brother.
Right there. Had to throw my other background up.
Hell yeah. Now, Rami says the appeal is going to be very well. You ain't kidding, brother. An appeal on a case
15 grand. But he said if we can get the transcripts, he'll work that out with the civil suit.
Yeah, that's that civil suit. If she can get these charges reversed, that civil suit's got some serious legs.
He did her criminal case pro bono, bud.
Well, that's a legit dude right there, guys. So if you guys need a good criminal defense lawyer in Texas, Mark L. Sharif, is that his name? Strife. Mark L. Strife is the guy you want to go to. You just reach out to BZ. He'll get you in touch with him.
And I'll tell you what, he doesn't just dodge your calls. He's been calling me and keeping me informed, so he's good with communication.
Outstanding. That's the kind of stuff I like to hear. So hopefully that answers your question, consent of the governor. I'm not here trying to pick. I'm promoting another lawyer on my channel. No, he's not taking any food out of my mouth. I practice personal injury law. I do car accidents and truck accidents and stuff.
Well, and he does criminal and appeals, so that's a good relationship for both you guys.
Yeah, I do some criminal, but only in California right now. So, but just know, guys, like all you guys, like consent and all that. Even if I can't handle her case or your case, I'm going to try to get you somebody who I trust. We've got a fellow Marine.
He's gotten somebody out of a murder charge, so you know what?
Right on. That's what I like to hear, brother.
The other guy that he couldn't get out of going to life in prison, even gave him a 5-star review.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, he did what he could. It wasn't his fault.
Yeah, that's great, man.
Look at this. Look at this. Somebody already pulled him up. Look at this.
Outstanding. That's cool, Greg. Thank you. Hey, me too, Rami. I'm so happy for her. So you guys heard it from BZ. He broke this story. I'm just trying to get as much exposure for BZ as possible here. He's been really working hard on this story, and he deserves all the credit. So I really want all of you, because it's Christmas time, BZ's going through some stuff, and I want you to make sure that you go to his channel and support him, and make sure to purchase as many security products, even if you don't need them, from TAPS security products. Even if you don't personally need them, buy everybody in your family some spray foam, pepper spray, or donate money directly to him. Go to his channel, donate money directly to him for all of the time that he put in to cover this for us.
Oh,
this was a really big deal.
Guess what I'm covering tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.?
Go for it.
Mr. Manuel Mata's trial. So we will, and guess what? Another obstruction and interference charge.
Yeah, and I know it's not easy for you, BZ. I mean, covering these trials when you could be working and stuff, you're doing this as a volunteer. So I'm asking all my viewers, well, volunteer a little bit to BZ, even if it's not donations. Buy some of his self-defense products.
Oh, and I got a new link. It's called buymeacoffee.com. You can even donate as low as $1.
Right on, BZ. Well, so you guys heard it here on my channel. Please, I'm asking you guys to please support my brother BZ, especially during this Christmas season. so he's not suffering, because he's trying to bring you guys the Lord's work and make you guys have access to good stuff. And I'll do my best to do lawyer breakdowns of whatever he brings you to give you my perspective. And you also you have the direct contact information of her lawyer. So you don't need to call me asking me to take your case. You can deal directly with her attorney if you have a criminal case in Texas. You don't have to.
Even if you got to reach out to me, I can get a hold of Mark. Mark and I, he even called me on his way home and just kind of shot the shit with me, as we say in the Marine Corps. Guess what? So he worked in counterintelligence. So he's good at interrogating people. Wink, wink, if you know what I mean.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
We can't really go back into those waterboarding. Days that we don't talk about anymore. But
that's funny. That is funny. So really quick, Bill Robert says, "I'm sure she has a lot to think about." Yeah, man. Right? I'm sure she does.
Well, you know what? It's called. It's think of it this way. She is not going to rethink how she does things. She's going to have to rethink the conditions of her bond.
Oh, right. How she's going to do things. Yeah.
Now, what have I been doing my whole time of cop watching? 25 foot.
Yeah.
Why? Because I'm outside that 21 foot of that officer's safety range.
I gotcha. No, that makes sense.
People give me a hard time, but you know what? The other night I was only like 15 feet away, but the cop knew who I was and told the other cops to stay off of me.
Man, that's wild.
So,
with all this,
and it depends on the relationship you have with the cops out there. Do you have a decent cop that respects your rights and you respect him in return instead of shouting at him and berating him? Or do you sit there and get all up in their face and yell and scream and hoop and holler and get arrested? I'd rather not get arrested.
Amen, brother.
If I do get arrested, it's because it's going to be a straight up rights violation. And it's going to be a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Yeah. And look, I respect that that auditing style, because I don't like getting calls in the middle of the night from people on my channel that they're in jail. Sorry, I just don't. I don't like it.
See, in Carolina, that's the problem. She wasn't aware of her surroundings. And when Kruger jumped out, she thought she had a good relationship with him. So, but you got to remember, the people around you can affect the relationship you have with somebody else.
Right.
Because
those two female cops, right?
No, I'm talking about the other incident between Mata's gunpoint and her dump, where they were all berating him, and she was trying to have a conversation with Kruger, but because they were all calling him names and all stuff, I think he got a little burned.
So do you think, is it your position that he sort of found her guilty by association?
Well, I can tell you right now that something I can tell you off camera that I can't tell you on camera about what happened a week after that incident that Kruger tried to pull. I can't tell you on the record in front of everybody.
No, I got you, man. I know there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. I personally think the guy's a piece of shit. You don't drop a woman on her face and crack her head open. You don't do it. And
well, when I tell you this and it all comes to light, it's going to definitely confirm my suspicion of retaliation the whole time I've been saying it.
I'm with you, brother. Well, look, everybody, give me a bunch of ones for Carolina and also for her lawyer, and at least she got a Marine, because the Marines were the best, and so she got the best she could get. And even if she didn't win the guilt phase, sounds like he's kicking ass on the sentencing phase. And look, guys, you're not going to win every case.
He got one charge found not guilty, though.
No, I think he did outstanding. I don't think people try to judge lawyers on how many cases have you won? How many cases have you lost? No, it's not like that. It's like being a professional fighter. It's the fact that he's getting in the ring and he's doing his best. That's what matters. And it seems to me that if he's taking a case pro bono, for me to do a criminal trial like that, I'd be looking at about 15 to 20 grand up front to take a case like that.
Think about this, Mike. He went 12 rounds. He won 6 of them. The DA won the other 6. Now, when it came to the sentencing trial, basically he won because she didn't get 180 days and a $2,000 fine. She got 30 days and a $750 fine. The judge lowered it to, I think, a $30 fine and probation.
All right. Well, it is what it is. She's out now, and that's what matters. And it's easy to be an armchair general and insult people, but I know from being in law for 20 years, you win some, you lose some.
That's correct.
And I'm super, super happy that she got a lawyer that was willing to do it pro bono, that she felt comfortable with. That's another issue, is finding a lawyer that you get along with. A lot of lawyers are egomaniac jerks, and you always walk away with a horrible taste in your mouth. And at least I think she realizes that he went the extra mile for her, and that's what matters to me.
And when you sign off, Mike, I need you to hang back so I can tell you about what happened afterwards.
Yeah. So what I'll end up doing is calling you on your phone, because I got to get some chow. I just want to see if does anybody have any questions for BZ before we go, because I've already done a live for almost 2 hours and I'm freaking tired, guys.
Hey, I did 2 hours too before you, and so I'm on yours. So I've got you top tonight, and I did 2 hours this morning.
Yeah, but
Actually,
I've been up since 4 a.m.
3 hours
running a
this
law
morning.
practice too, so I think I still got you.
Been up running the streets.
Right. So
with my camera.
So let's see here. What's okay?
Here,
Bill
Roberts.
Roberts.
I'm gonna put the link in for Bill real quick. He said he wanted the link for the site. So
yeah, it's TAPS security products.
I'm putting the link in right here.
But if you go to BZ Watchdog's YouTube channel and click on the more thing, it'll drop down to all of his links too.
Yeah, I do have all my links in my description page on my main channel page.
And I'm gonna put BZ Watchdog's links also on my YouTube channel in there too. So if you guys look, what I want you guys to do, support his business. Like, buy his products from him.
Well,
like
it's
Christmas gifts. Give them to all your friends, family.
It's great Christmas gifts, stocking stuffers, last minute. I can still get your gifts to you before Christmas.
Yeah, just, we have to take care of people who are in our system of government accountability operations. We're all God's children. We have to look after one another. We have to support each other and form parallel systems so we don't have to deal with the fiat currency system. Buy, sell, trade. I buy things from my friends with silver and gold, or anything, any way I can avoid fiat currency. Trade services for services or products. So think outside the box, guys, and remember to homeschool your kids so they can learn about Jekyll Island and the travesty that has been hoisted upon America.
I also even have my Amazon wish list on there, Michael.
Okay, outstanding. And we got a Lane Myers supporter. Yeah, make sure to donate money to the Lane Myers. Go to Google and type in donate money to Lane Myers. Really impressed with what he's been doing out in Arizona. Super smart guy. Rami, thank you for supporting BZ this whole time. Ruben Flowers, Lawyer Dog, good seeing you, bro. So I don't see any other questions, BZ.
Ask Lawyer Dog if I'm still a racist, because he still thinks I am after he came on my panel.
Oh, Lawyer Dog, we'll get into that some other time. I know you're not a racist. That's all that matters to me.
See, Lawyer Dog, I told you.
Let me see.
I'm just giving him a hard time. I love him.
Yeah, Lawyer Dog's a cool guy. So it looks like that's pretty much it. Yeah, she's free, Bill. That's right, brother. Sin City Giggles at Liberty says every abuser cop arrests abusers. Yeah, I got you, man. All right. Hey, Dawood. All right. So I just want to say goodbye to everybody. Learn something worldwide. Thanks for coming. Even though it looks like you're spamming my channel. Greg B, Wild Journey Nation, Free Press. Thanks for all the ones. Bruce Cook, Josephine Pisculi, Lawyer Dog, Hadadera, Greg B, F, all you guys, man. We wouldn't be able to do it without your help, but please make sure to think about BZ during this Christmas season and purchase stuff from Tap Security Products. Go on his show as he covers Manuel Mata tomorrow, and make sure to throw him some super chats and some stuff like that. Let's pump up his stocking too, so he can pump up ours. So do you have anything to say in closing, BZ?
No, sir.
All right, guys. Well, with that being said, make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to save, because we never know when the thought police are going to take down this channel. Semper Fi, do or die.